Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 commencement exercises of the Isabela State University Cauayan campus. Ladies and gentlemen, the processional march of the Grand Marshal, candidates for graduation, and parents.
Let's raise a fire and blow and stand there for fire. His heart is west, the sun is in his love. Praise his name around the sky, and let the glory in the sky. There's life, there's no one left to victory shout. Give it out, the spirit of our Lord be on every road. Let's sing praising Him. Smile to see our beautiful soul. From my excellence, from Lord. Let's praise the Lord, and Lord, and let us have them all. was alone. Spirits above the rainbow, the darkness and the Lord. Forms of His rest, the shines in His lovely breast. Presence here was mine, but also glory in the sky. That's right. There's no one left to victory. In a love, I see of our God. We are very close. And there's a Christ in me. Our true soul. My influence. It's ways above the rainbow. His hand and His words, as long as He is not praise, He was mine, I love so glory in the sky. There's light, there's no one left to victory. In love, the Spirit of our Lord, we are very close. And His mercy be us. To see our triple song, oh, my yes, you once Space above the rainbow, the birds in their from His rest, that shines in His presence. Presence here was mine, I want to glory in the sky. To His service will be, where peace of melody, rest and make your glory, showing follows free to arrive. Don't be us in our land, we kiss open our portal, rest is through, where stand. Without the peace, His heart away. His heart and speak our triple song, proclaim to us alone. His ways above the rainbow, the darkness and the world. For the soft of His rest, that shines in His lovely breast. He was mine, but also glory in the sky. There's light, there's no one right to victory. In a life, the Spirit of our glory, our very close, and there's victory present in us. Our triple song, the highest in us. It's ways above the rainbow, the darkness and the Lord, the star of His words, the shines in His lovely praise. His Spirit of our side, I love so glory in the sky. There's light, there's no one left to victory. In a love, the Spirit of our Lord, we are very close. And His mercy be us. To see our triple song, proclaim excellence of the Lord. Stay above the rainbow, and rise and their His grace that shines in His lovely presence. He was mine,
Ladies and gentlemen, the processional march of the faculty and staff is Savannah State University officials, board of regents, and honor guests.
glory the sky. Is right, is rule and victory, trust in love, the spirit of our glory. Every rose that seems mercy be us, rise and sing our King of song. For Cauayan once Spirit of power, will grow, the Lord stand there. Oh, Lord, the song from His word, it shines in His love. Praise, I want to be, I want to fly, I want to glory in the sky.
The entrance of colors.
Let us bow our heads and feel the presence of our Lord. Our most gracious and most powerful God, we praise, glorify, and thank you, for you have bestowed upon us wisdom that always illumines our minds, lifts our spirit, and inspires our heart and soul. Lord God, we always acknowledge your great power and holy presence in our life, despite of the cruelty of the COVID-19 pandemic that deprived our conduct of face-to-face activities in the past. For we believe that all things were made for a reason and are designed according to your holy will. We acknowledge your greatness because you are the greatest architect of our life, and we always depend on you. For without you, we can do nothing. Lord, as we reap today the successes of our hard work through the many challenges of our academic life, may this serve as our inspiration to fulfill our mission to promote your kingdom here on earth. Lord, may we be touched by the divine heart of Jesus and be reminded of the true meaning of graduation. Holy Father, may we be inspired by the teachings of the Church by using our role or position as dedication and service for others. For we are mindful, dear loving and compassionate God, that the symbol of our degree, title, medal, and our diploma is our humble service for the lost, the least, the last, and the left out. Inspired by the teachings of the Holy Mother, the Church, we humbly ask this graduation prayer in the sweetest name of Jesus, our servant King and Lord. Amen. Mr. President, I have the honor to present to you the 897 candidates for graduation of Isabela State University City of Cauayan Campus, second semester, school year 2021-2022. Diploma in Agricultural Technology, 167. Bachelor of Agricultural Technology, 256. BS Criminology, 209. Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, 125. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, 70. Bachelor of Science in Legal Management, 12. Bachelor of Arts in Political Science, 33. Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies, 17. Bachelor of Arts in English, 3. Master of Information Technology, 5. As the campus executive officer, I certify that they have complied with the policies relative to the conferment of their degrees they seek and have certified by the college, campus, and university academic councils as to their eligibility to graduate. I respectfully request to confer upon them their respective degrees.
Madam Campus Executive Officer, do you attest that the course of study they have pursued is compliant with the standards of this university and relevant rules, regulations, and laws of the Republic of the Philippines?
I so attest, Mr. Vice President.
Has their formation in the university prepared them to live fulfilling and productive lives and to take their place as participative members of Filipino and global society?
I so attest, Mr. Vice President.
Mr. President, as the Vice President for Academic and Related Affairs of this university, I humbly petition to confer upon the candidates their respective degrees, titles, and certificates, for which, by the certification of the deans of the different colleges, by the endorsement of the campus executive officer and the University Academic Council, they have qualified. Mr. President, for your conformity.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, Savannah State University, as President, I hereby confer upon you your respective degrees, titles, certificates, with all the rights, honors, privileges, responsibilities, as well as the obligations of ordinary thereto. Congratulations. To the honorable members of the Board of Regents, university and campus officials, faculty and staff, our dear graduates, parents, guests, a momentous day to all of us. It is an honor and privilege to introduce a person of great stature. Our honored guest and commencement speaker is a certified scholar ng bayan. He graduated from the University of the Philippines with a degree in Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy. He obtained his Juris Doctor from the Ateneo College of Law in Rockwell, Makati. He is also a graduate of Master in Public Administration from the College of Notre Dame, California, USA. He is currently the officer in charge, Office of the Director, Commission on Higher Education, Region 2. Before his appointment as OIC of CHED Region 2, he served as officer in charge of the CHED Legal Office and CHED Cordillera Administrative Region. He has had extensive work experience both in public and private sectors, among others, at Education Research Program, University of the Philippines, Diliman, Office of the Ombudsman, and the private law firm in Makati. Our dear graduates, parents, university officials, faculty and staff, and guests, please join me in welcoming our guest of honor and commencement speaker, Officer in Charge, Office of the Director, Commission on Higher Education, Region 2, Attorney Marco Cicero F. Domingo, ably represented by Dr. Almacita P. Abrigo, the Chief Program Specialist of CHED Region 2.
To the members of the Board of Regents of Isabela State University, to the well-respected and service-oriented residents of Isabela State University, Dr. Rimar P. Aquino, to the equally dynamic and intelligent Executive Officer of Isabela State University, Cauayan Campus, Dr. Priscilla C. De Lima, the key officials and guests, faculty members, support staff of ISU Cauayan Campus, dear parents, guardians, and graduates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the OIC Regional Director, Attorney Marco Cicero F. Domingo, a wonderful morning to all. It is a pleasure and an honor to be part of this very significant occasion of Isabela State University Cauayan Campus. Today's graduation rites is a celebration of triumphs, acknowledgement of labor and hard work, recognition of the sacrifices of the love and support of parents, guardians, as well as the academic community. This is a day to acknowledge and be blessed for all the hard work, all the tears, and sleepless nights that made this moment possible. More importantly, today is a day to thank the ever supportive and loving parents, relatives, friends, mentors, as well as teachers. A day to thank those who helped you, taught you, those who cheered you on, and wiped your tears, and those who challenged you, or in one way or another, they made you stronger to face the realities of life. To all the graduates of Batch 2022, congratulations. Today is also a very significant and special day because unlike the past 2 years where we had a virtual graduation, we are now conducting this in-person graduation rites. Your batch was able to hurdle the challenges brought about by the pandemic. Some of these challenges are likened to a storm, which may increase or decrease in its intensity, or change direction, or break as it traverses over the land and water. This reminds me of the story of the eagle. So did you know that an eagle can foresee when a storm is approaching long before it breaks? Instead of hiding, the eagle will fly to some high points and wait for the winds to come. When the storm hits, the eagle sets its wings so that the wind can pick the eagle up and lift the eagle above the storm. While the storm rages below, the eagle soars above it. The eagle does not escape or hide from the storm. Instead, the eagle uses the storm to lift itself higher. It rises on the stormy winds, which others may fear or dread. Similarly, when the storm of life or the challenges hit us, we can rise above them and soar like the eagle that rides the storm's winds. Don't be afraid of the storms or the challenges in your life. Use these to lift yourself higher in life. The eagle that can soar high is like you, my dear graduates. The wing is your education, your training at ISU Cauayan. Use your education to soar higher in your life and eventually change your life and that of your family and that of the community you belong to, so that all will have a better life. Just imagine how each one of you can collectively change the world. Now that you have earned a degree and all the attributes of being a graduate of Isabela State University Cauayan campus. In this way, we claim that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world, as stated by Nelson Mandela. Indeed, education has shown its capacity to change the world from enriching communities through skills and income, fostering peace, revealing and solving inequalities, addressing world problems such as the COVID-19 pandemic, bridging divides by bringing communities together to learn collectively and develop nations by establishing industries and expertise necessary to grow, to name a few of its impacts. We are aware of what is happening in the world we live in because of education. We have become more mindful about what transpires around us, and we deeply understand things from multiple perspectives. Breakthroughs in humanity are made, and we become who we are today as an evidence of education. The importance of education, especially to us Filipinos, is manifested in the priorities of our Philippine government, which focuses on the aspect of universal access to education to all Filipino youth through the passage of the Republic Act 10931, or the Universal Act to Quality Tertiary Education Act. Shortened to WACTEA. It is an act which is a major leap forward towards changing the country's human capital. Through its implementation, more Filipino youth are expected to be better educated, and our entire country will be more advanced and more developed because the more Filipino people being educated, more opportunities for production and innovation. I believe you are all beneficiaries of the free higher education, a program under the UACTEA which reports free tuition, miscellaneous, and other school fees, the benefits being accorded to students of Isabela State University Cauayan campus, with the institution being a state university. The WACTEA is a noble act of investment of every Filipino people who contributed through their taxes. My appeal then to you, my dear graduates, is to respect, honor, and treasure the hard work of the Filipino people. Do not let these efforts go to waste. Instead, use these to find your purpose in life. Our government, through the Commission on Higher Education, as well as the Isabela State University, together have done their part towards ensuring that your learning is continued during the pandemic. Your presence in today's graduation ceremony is also a strong manifestation that you have done your part. But it does not end with today's ceremony. Today is the start of your own mission as a lifelong learner and a nation builder. Today, you are released from the nest of security of Isabela State University Cauayan Campus into the borderless society, into the world which is characterized by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, or the VUCA world. But I am confident that you would be able to thrive well in this environment. You are digital natives and can easily adapt to the fast-paced changing technology. I am also sure that it is innate in you to be curious and adventurous at times as you seek what is new. I know that there are those of you who are always on the watch on what's the latest. So this is the positive side of being a Marites. Latest technology, latest application on mobile apps, or latest promo for only text to all networks, only data, and even only rice, or if all you can promo. Yes, life can be akin or similar to a buffet. I know some of you are already thinking of the food prepared at your own houses or at the restaurant after this. So when you go to the buffet table, you are given a wide array of choices. Or for some, limited choices are present. But still, you are given choices to pick from. So, how do you get to pick your choice? Is it the same dish because it is your favorite? Would you try something new because it looks different? Or would you skip that unfamiliar dish? Do you get a little of everything? Or do you have a large pile of food on your plate? Do you go back for second serving? For some, they say second hearing. So, dear graduates, life is similar to a buffet. Life presents several dishes or opportunities. You get to pick which opportunity you would take. You may always choose those that you are familiar with or most comfortable with. But if you do that, how would you know that you like the other dishes as well? And it can also become one of your favorites. But if you go for unfamiliar ones, you might also encounter dishes that are unpleasant to you. So do you go for what is recommended by a friend or by the caterer? Do you go for which has many likes or has the highest rating? So as such, we go for balance. You may want to try variations of the dish that you are most comfortable with. Sample, pancit with egg and rice, pancit with different toppings, or pinakbet with bagnet. One time, my cousin cooked pinakbet, but we also liked to get the sauce and mix it with rice. My cousin then added more water or sabaw. Thus, it became pinakbaw. She didn't
cannot repeat cooking peanut bowl for obvious reasons. But if she didn't do it, how would we then know that pinakbet is not a soup dish? Bottom line, do not be afraid to experiment or try new things. We can move out of our comfort zone. We can try new things. We can change. And we can also adapt one positive habit every day. As they said, if we keep doing the same thing every day, we cannot expect different results. Indeed, life is full of choices that at times, because of so many choices, we are unable to choose. Sometimes it is called the paralysis of decision making, the paralysis of not being able to make a choice. Which is why, for others, such as those who have been planning on a trip or meet with friends, find difficulty in choosing the right place because of so many suggestions and also because of researching. And then they would postpone this meeting indefinitely until it becomes hanggang drawing na lang. It is also sometimes what leads us to decision fatigue. Ano na ba talaga ang pipiliin ko? Ano ba ang dapat kong gawin? When faced with these questions, not for food choices, but in making life decisions and in the workplace, then I do hope that banking on the values and competencies gained as a graduate of ISU Cauayan, those gained from your experiences and as a lifelong learner, you remain steadfast to your own vision, mission, that you choose what is right and just. Know that as a graduate of ISU Cauayan, you are highly trained and globally competent professionals. You are future leaders, bound to build our country's glory and fame. Let it be that in all your actions, you model the core values and competencies of an alumni of Isabela State University. For you shall be the face of ISU to the people you engage with, to the company or organization you shall work at, or the company or enterprise that you shall build. Be the ISU alumni that inspires us to continue with our mission of providing education to the youth. To you, my dear parents and guardians, my congratulations for a job well done. Let's give them a round of applause. So, dear parents and guardians, I know that your happiness on this day has no equal. Your sacrifices and the anticipation of waiting for this moment are well worth it, for today is a happy graduation day. I would like to share another short story that I have read, and I'd like to share it to you, dear graduates, as you step forward in your life journey. So this is a story about the old carpenter. A carpenter with years of experience was ready to retire and live in leisure. He then informed his employer contractor about his plans to leave the house building business to live a more leisurely retired life with his wife and family. The contractor, of course, was a bit sad with the information because the carpenter is excellent and experienced carpenter. But of course, he also respects the wish of the carpenter. He then requested the carpenter to build just one more house for him before the carpenter finally leaves his job. So, the carpenter agreed with the contractor, but his heart was not in his work like it used to be. He resorted to sloppy craftsmanship and used inferior materials in building the last house of his career. When the carpenter completed the house, the employer contractor came to inspect it. The employer contractor looked around the house, and just before he left the house, he handed the front door key to the carpenter, saying, "This is your house, my gift to you." Imagine then the massive surprise of the carpenter. It was supposed to be a good surprise, but he wasn't feeling good as he felt a deep shame inside him. If he had only known he was building his own house, he would have done it also differently. But now, he had to live in a house that wasn't built that well. Moral of the story is that, like the carpenter, when we build our lives in a distracted way, reacting rather than acting, willing to put up with less rather than the best, we shall experience deep regret at the end for not doing our best. So give your best, your attitudes, and the choices you make today will be your life tomorrow. You are armed with the knowledge, skills, and competencies, attitudes, and values gained in completing your degree at Isabella State University. So therefore, go forth, build something with it, and build wisely. I wish you all the best as you take on a whole new world. Congratulations, graduates of Batch 2022.
Republic of the Philippines, Isabela State University, Cauayan City, Isabela. Awards to this plaque of appreciation to Attorney Marco Cicero F. Domingo, OIC Director 4 of the Commission on Higher Education, Regional Office 2, in grateful recognition of his distinguished and invaluable services rendered as commencement speaker during the Isabela State University Cauayan Campus Commencement Exercises 2022, thereby contributing immeasurably to the prestige and success of the occasion. Given is 10th of August 2022 at the FLD Coliseum, Cauayan City, Isabela. Signed, Dr. Priscilla C. De Lima, Executive Officer, Dr. Rickmar P. Aquino, University President.
in Information Technology, second semester 2021-2022. Kanselan, Purificación Balagasan. Juliana, Clami Silapan. Juliana, Clami Silapan. Gilindon, Jane Babala. Nacorda, Jason Simoto. Remando, Mark Kevin Victoria.
Bachelor of Arts in English, Eleazar Apol Lamigo. Makalinaw, Justin Pyros. Valdez Melissa del Rosario. Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies as Discipline. Apostol Sheila Pagiligan. Asuncion Ingrid May Castro. Balmores Jennifer Lipay. Cantor Roderick Jr. Agustin. Kawilan Felomena Portugal. Javier Morin Canta. Lopez Rizalin May Magas. Obando Prima Galiza. Santa Sera Emmy Joyce Toto. English across the professions. Track 2. Abanto Precious Ann Espiritu. Asherto Divina Gracia Calasinao. Artikulo John Goy Ibarra, cum laude. Domingo Valen Tequiwa. Garcia Cathy Vallejo. Junio del Catherine Domantay, cum laude. Reyes Cheribel Valerio, magna cum laude. Infante Peter Salvacion.
Bachelor of Arts and Political Science, Abranilia Ariel Gabriel, Akawili Angeline Maga, Alejandro Joel Mariano, Anilin Genesis Seguso, Asada Irene Joy Caris Cum Laude, Baraquiel Matt Sherwin Calorina, Kabakungan Irene Risa Soriano, Kaburangan Julie May Morales, Kamugao Patrice Castillo, Ceballos Erica May Villar Cum Laude, Marcus Edwin Jr. Isip Cum Laude, Guarderos Alvin Ariola, De La Cruz Mitch Tasadil Joy Pana, Domingo Rubel Cabanza, Empeño Chester Mark Ayroso, Lacambra Arno Kevin Quinto, Langwas Realin Datuin Cum Laude, Lucero Donabet Ganelion, Mariano John Michael Blas, Mariano Senos Cesar Hilario, Narosa Julius Ryan Domingo, Nono Joanna Rica Mendoza Magna Cum Laude, Arten Gian Marco Sibayan, Paredes Chelis Erica Guillermo Cum Laude, Martica Rosel Romy, Medines June Flores, Pucho Cynthia Orense, Ramirez Nino Marcelo Castillero, Salvador Jeremy Agas, Sardinia Sherlon J. Baringel, Sosa Joanna Claire Castro, Torio Jasper Lagmay, Villa Valerie Vergara Cum Laude.
Bachelor of Science in Legal Management, Law Track. Andres Janela Risha S. Cum Laude. Apiada Ronald Erickson C. Batara Dale M. Magna Cum Laude. Bautista Don Walter C. Inasoy Alison Ashley B. Labayog Laika K. M. Lagrisma Jobber. Tagsagray Karen B. Inarog Emily Joy B. Reyes Liza G. Velasquez Chalfo Q. Villanueva Lordly Chan.
Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, second semester 2021-2022. General Angel Julio. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with specialization track in Business Analytics. Abeliar Allen D. Ablau Miguel G. Agbayani Normelin L. Agkawili Daniel F. Aguinaldo Eddie Jr. R. Agustin Wilma P. Alawigan Edison B. Andres Brian D. Andres Ellen Grace A. Anyon Miley R. Antonin Vision Francis III F. Arukan Kenneth Mark L. Pakiran Neil Carlo A. Hermano June Bradley G. Bienvenida Jesus D. Bovier Rani J. P. Sargente Clarissa L. Kamali Yanmar P. Cantero Ruth N. Ariaso Sember G. Katembong Jane Lester V. Puramen Gladys G. Iskaya Jessica G. Dolor Junmar M. Domingo Jamaica E. Estanes Mark Adonis S. Galciano Noemi T. Gamad Lorena M. Garcia Arnold Joseph C. Garma Glenn Matthew S. Cum Laude. Guillermo Clydel C. Guzman Michelle C. Inocencio Angelo Q, Jacinto Angel Beth, Javier Jean P, Lagat Eliza May G, Layugan Leona M, Maliani Vincent I, Martinez Jama B, Marzan Joseph Gale G, Nazareno K. Galisa, Ventura Micaela F, Operanya Julius Raydel C, Ordanza Joyce Beltran, Orojo Jasmine Nicole A, Pancho Mary Ann C, Passion Noemi T, Pataray Evelyn S, Peralta Mike Gerald R, Presa Leonard G, Kerubin Mary Jane F, Dison Ivan H, Ramones Christian Faith P, Ramos Laika Elaine A, Ramos Rosalinda F, Resurrection Errol R, Rojas Jessalyn Mactaranas, Salas Jenny P, Sibayan Roji Jr. A, Sumawang Maricris A, Takad Angelica Kyle U, Takad Angelina Mile U, Tandul Angel Faith A, Trinidad DJ N, Valdez Melanie A, Valencia Donathan I, Valerio Bianca A, Yanwaria Mary Joy M, Sipagan Novelin A.
Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, mid-year 2021, Agus Adrian D. First semester 2021-2022, Gonzales Tomas Jr. A. Ramiscal Dendray P. Rasay Ronald L. Talanya Christian A. Ulsan Jervin P. Second semester 2021-2022, Agustin Jerome M. Ancheta Gurley J. Bayan Christy M. Kalipho Arnel M. Kalukag Aima M. Senardo Maymay B. Cipriano Raquel B. Colgado Ruzi Dayan A. De Leon Justin Miko R. De Puntorun Maria Victoria C. Jasen IBP, Dries Rubilin S. Espino Almira B. Giga Roderick A. Hermitanio Donabel B. Jacinto Arian Zoe M. Marsan Mayan B. Natividad Ana Marie R. Depasina Michelle R. Pagirigan Christine May B. Pascual Joannalyn N. Retrato Jocelyn A. Tanya Bernadette B. Valdez Giovanni Q. Bachelor of Science in Information Technology with specialization track in Business Analytics. Second semester 2021-2022. Balibaw Abigail O. Basilio Rhea Joyce A. Bautista Marvelin. Cadiz Jelvin A. Castilguejo Christian J. A. Castro Catherine B. Jonicio Lanimer P. Fernandez Jasmine E. Cum Laude. Ferraris Leonor L. Franco Zomar G. Cum Laude. Ganger Kenneth Joy C. Makapulay Trisha M. Mateo Mark J. M. Huelio Marijun B. Orate Mikey Angelica A. Palangaw Lizelle Dayan A. Sagario Jemeline Joy S. Tomas Dudley N. Bachelor of Science in Information Technology with specialization track in Networking and Security. Aguinaldo Marisol L. Andoline Esperanza P. Akuya Casey A. Bagong Elizabeth P. Bakiran Jerimar P. Busano Mary Joy O. Kapawatan Christine B. Cadiz Carly N. Kawilan Angelica G. De la Cruz Dante Jr. M. De la Cruz Jovelyn B. Dumaliang Joshua P. Eda Wilborn Philip R. Gapusang Desiree Ann. Guerrero Veronica A. Dipol Diana Rose L. Lara Rafael A. Martin Josmart N. Martin Leo S. Matutino Angela Jean. Media Carmela A. Miguel Angeline P. Mones Jamaica P. Paglinawan Han Hero R. Pasaraba J. Mark A. Pascual Jeneline A. Reyes Mark R. Roldan Rosemeline S. Sabado Patrick Justin A. Sales Car Angelo P. Soriano Beverly V. Termulo John Russell S. Torley Christian A. Cum Laude. Puntalan Reynaldo Jr. D. Valdez Danilin B. Benilla Reynalin B. Villamor Gerald Paul S. Bachelor of Science in Information Technology with specialization track in Service Management for Business Process Outsourcing. Agkawili Kathleen Claire A. Agsunod Erica H. Agustin Harold S. Alvarez Joyce Han S. Amalwan Joy D. G. Armelia Raisa May S. Magmaseka RGN. Bokiren Bernard B. Cabanilla Pilicho I. Castillo Leonida C. Celeste Mary Janine H. Colgado Eric John B. Cordes Christian J. R. Kubangbang Esterica Y. Darwin Zunibel N. De Leon Michael P. Domingo Carmela Bay. Dutton Erica Rose R. Dutton Iris Joy A. Esmilia Cherry Ann N. Galgueta Evangeline P. Garma Ruby Claire D. Ibarra Mark Christian P. Lopez Genevieve L. Madala Marvin B. Magat Siatlen A. Marquez Jonaline C. Martin Mary Childs S. Nangka Ma'am Adrian B. Pampin Geraldine G. Peralta Janine B. Reyes Joshua A. Sagario Michelle P. Zambrano Karen R. Serrano John Lester A. Solito Jesuit N. Valenzuela J. Kelly D. Valenzuela Kyle D. Vidal Maria Teresa T. Villanueva Maureen Grace B.
College of Criminal Justice Education, Bachelor of Science in Criminology, second semester, 2021. Abelia Derek Fernandez, Abon Abigail Radam, Abrahano Mike Eugene Domingo, Acebo Jaybert Cristobal, Acerit Janvanjo Enriquez, Asherta Alan J. Ramos, Acosta Marvin Puyol, Acosta Romelin de Guzman, Adolf J. Mark Martinez, Agas Alvin Redio, Agawili April Bramahe, Agawili Nelly Mapa, Agsanda Jan Austin Estrada, Agsinod Rose Ann Laborte, Agustin Angeline Ines, Agustin Charlene De Luna, Agustin Christine Joy Galingana, Agustin Crisel Villa, Agustin Edesa Lazaro, Agustin Rogelio de Junior Sanario, Agustin Ruel Dumalag, Alaska Mary Joyce Quesada, Albeñadan Alduin Herbacio, Aligong Jeffrey Gabriel, Almasan Rowan Buntayon, Ancheta Marvinin Ramones, Antaya Janet Villarreal, Andres Daryl Viernes, Antonio Junimar Valencia, Avin Mark James Tama, Asis Nika Jane Manuel, Asuncion Jacqueline Galabay, Bakay Freddy Jr. Giting, Bakay Jake Francisco, Bagaing Mary Rose Sagipe, Bahakan Rodolfo Jr. de la Cruz, Balvin Justin Adupol, Balvin Roselyn Edrata, Valoran John Ray Chavez, Baraquiel Marvin Paul Callorina, Pasubas Jennifer Gregorio, Bautista Kit Paraiso, Bautista Nico Alvarez, Belizar Mara Pasion, Benedicto Jimuel Dacuan, Benigno Clinton Babas, Bernardo Raymond Umali, Blas Floriver Marie Lacambra, Jose Miriam Alamigan, Bonita Pauline Claire Reyes, Bulan Jestoni Palermo, Bulan Pauline Jane Toribio, Bustillos Manuel III Gamayon, Bustillos Junian Sagadrata, Bute Allen Chavez, Cabanit Jaylin Domingo, Kakal Harold J. Villanueva, Cachuela Aaron Dominic Galio, Calixto J. Mark Malintag, Canceran Jacin Ferrer, Canta Manuel Ignacio, Cantor Marvin Reyes, Carlos Jomar Agtarap, Carlos Ramil Salas, Castellanes David Mark Alejandro, Cataliore Ryan Lacasantile, Caimo Aldrin Quines, Lavero Arnold Maborang, Olima Angelica May Kaka, Cordova Brian Jasper Antonio, Umlat Joshua Tangonan, Muramen Jeffrey Clamaro, Muramen Kevia Rapsing, Daniel Marlo Jr. Martinez, De Vera Mark Jason Labog, Decano May Ann Talawe, Tison Gerald Lagat, Domingo Diana May Ramos, Domingo Eleanor Tumanan, Domingo John Hyler Dainoy, Domingo Melowin Grace Rivan, Donato Efren Capaldo, Dulay Erika de Guzman, Dumalak Gabriela Lote, Dumenden Arnel Sagun, Edra Sherwin Baltasar, Edrada Cristina Bautista, Espirito Domedes Jr. Antonio, Evangelista Isabel Joso, Mayorina Christine Apol Onato, Feliciano Generos Ramil, Fernandez Mariana Mendoza, Ferrer Daniel Castillo, Flores Edmar Anthony Pangilinan, Flores Michael Sagisi, Francisco Jeremiah Divina, Rogoso Edsel Ryan Jumacchio, Gabriel Gilbert Talbo, Gamuyo Jesame Cantor, Galapon Yuji Ronsang, Galapon Lara May Opresio, Ganak Rojan Cabonce, Galisa Mac James Ortega, Ganaban April Joyce Relico, Garcia Daryl May Borongan, Garcia Rose Ann Salvador, Gerardo Jeric Sipagan, Jeronimo John Dick, Gonzales Charlene Agara, Gueta Kim Lucas, Ifaya Jessica Jacobo, Gitang George Corpus, Bulapan Ken Jared Tombos, Gumaru Ray Pakirigan, Guzman Joshua Galisa, Icala Jason Asuncion, Ilayat John Mark Medico, Inovejas Jovelin Gatisano, Javier Herso Medico, Joquico Kimberly Siringan, Nabugen Roderick Guerrero, Lakmay Melanie Madriaga, Langgido Merian Limbawan, Laureta Joshua Ray Marquez, Luyon Elaine May Baldamuerte, Mabasa Mary Jane Kanya, Mabasa Mary Rose Babaran, Makaling April Joy Macarubo, Matarang Lian Soto, Magaway Jake Laster Arcega, Mago Jeff Donato, Manabat Larissa Bejaril, Mansibang Jane Marie Ramones, Manuel Venus Antonio, and Philip Mariano Mansibang. Martinez Reynel Cabaldo, Mendoza Anya May Gamboa, Mendoza Darren J. Mercado, Mercado Alvin Miranda, Miguel Jan Lloyd Timbresa, Molar Paul Alcalde, Molina Iwan Manano, Monterial Marvel Ramos, Morada Clay Pastor, Adangi Robin May Lagan, Nano Michelle Valentino, Natividad Godwin J. Naman, Sonan Irene May Guzman, Obanya Edmar Sardenya, Ocrecio Alfredo Carriazo, Osorio Jolino Claramo, Osorio Richard Basil, Pagon Janela May Mansibang, Palos Elmar Jr. Ola, Paradison Rasil Hana Garcia, Pardo Mary Chris Martinez, Pasak Venus Ambatali, Pascual Mark Armel Operanya, Pataksil Alipio Jr. Tago, Patong Lloyd Ian de la Cruz, Pamig Josman Ramirez, Pedroso Mary Ann Soriano, Pimentel Monica Datul, Pinto Brian Policarpio, Po Christine Jane Bello, Horace Nicole Esteban, Puntil Maribel Agustin, K. Eric Ryan Cortez, Ramil Shian Tamayo, Ramirez Kelly Paulino, Ramirez Patrick Lin, Ramones Daryl Red Sereno, Ramos Fatima Lay Galingana, Ramos John Lloyd Gutgutaw, Ramos Lovejoy Pontilla, Rasa Elimar Laggi, Reyes Lisel Manarang, Robles Evangeline Donato, Sabado Estrella Magduma, Sabado Reden Asuncion, Sacando Chabelita Ordanza, Sagario Princess Anne Encantado, Sagon Maika Gamurot, Salvador Agnes Ballesteros, Salvador Charito Junior Gamat, Samson Ryan J. Almasan, Sanchez Jonathan Manamak, Santos Crystal Ann Morales, Saplan Niño Mar Recobo, Tarsate Jamaica de Guzman, Teguban Mon Javier Alvarez, Tibuyan Joa May Kasupa, Tubia Mark Dave Galunge, Turca Eduardo Junior Andres, Tadeo Mark Anthony Mariano, Tagapan Paul Jan Nambuka, Taguba Florentina Alvarez, Talana Lorelei Kamayang, Talugan Raymar Mariano, Thailand Rolando Junior Santiago, Torres Christian Dave Subia, Tulay Randolph King Pachak, Vargas Captain Joy Maramag, Viernes Kelly Tutaan, Villanueva Rodelin Valenzuela, Villar Judel Ann Remento, Vino Rey Mar Atlus, Visitacion Prince Melmasi, and Yambao Romeo Junior Donato.
Bachelor of Agricultural Technology, first semester 2021-2022, Malda Ferdinand III Nagtanul. Bachelor of Agricultural Technology, second semester 2021-2022, Abisamis Lakar James Kalimag, Aglugod Kathleen Castañeda, Agtara Rick Justin Pascua, Aguliana Jai Palason, Albano Daniel Aluwag, Bangit Gigi Antonio, Barasi Junjun Alvarez, Barasi Joan Cara, Bartolome Gladcole Palacox, Bautista Sherry Crisologo, Bayubay Armando Francisco, Bielko Rodalin Andres, Bonifacio Jan Maverick Dugay, Bron Jiram Arguelas Cum Laude, Kalinga Jordan Dagabyang, Kalima Cristel Joy Albano, Campe Christian de los Santos, Campos Randy Jr. Vergara, Capal Edmundo Jr. Andres, Cas Janicol Raspicio, Castro Lorenzo Mauricio, Katakata Jordan Villanueva, Comendador Jan Aquino, Constantino Kevin Duldulao, Damatan Dominador Acosta, De Los Santos Jamar Mendoza, Espeloy Carlo Acojedo, Gambalan Edison Barabadan, Isla Vladimir Mendoza, Limbawan Jason Carbonell, Makutay Mac Rowell Vicente, Manuel Hazel Joy Francisco, Martin Jonard Agustin, Masi Gilmar Domingo, Matute Rogelio Bolaños, Motalib Annalyn Aguilar, Pacquiao Jake Tindo, Pinuco Jordan Nanyangan, Ramos Angelo Aquino, Ramos Raymar, Rasco Jeffrey Tabalbag, Rodriguez Marjorie Camacho, Salazar Janga Primatriaga, Salinas Precious Joy Visitacion, Telica Macronan Baitek, Solito Tom Kevin Gumbel, Talusek Cristina Soriano, Tulyao Rajimar Abu, Valiente RJ Ricardo, Viernes Danlin Gale Barot, Villanueva Jonar Katatatan, Beliena Randy Jr. Uminga. Bachelor of Agricultural Technology, major in Animal Production Technology, second semester 2021-2022, Apat Jake Asuncion, Acoba Daryl James Marquez, Agaser Joel Abun, Agustin Precious Romer Padua, Bagdal Nick John Mel Mateo, Balisaw Kennedy Napuray, Ballesteros Glenn Espiloy, Baron Ruth Habonillo, Bautista Jessa Cabanayan, Johanna Micaela Bubot, Colangan Coring May Pandayrer, Damaso Sheila May Baroga, De Los Santos Carl Lawrence, Domingo Arnel Gonatice, Montalba Giancarlo Agmat, Gaput Jessica Flores, Galapon Globjet, Maris Mamaspas, Galupo Jesus, Gabino John Paul Ramos, Gabino Ranjay Banyaga, Julian Angelo Jan Bukuan, Lagdara Michelle Ballesteros, Lucas Remedios Milian, Mamawag Edwin Iwo, Manuel Russell Balbas, Mariano May Banyaga, Mateo Gestoni Miano, Moises Adriano III Fernandez, Opten Ronaldin Agraan, Palisok Mayan Bumulong, Pineda Abigail Cabanuan, Rebelia Gerard Pascal, Salvador Rebellia Yap, Tambo Oliver Garcia, Santos Frederick James Duglao, Sibayan Jonalyn Edra, Sibolboro Mark Joseph Garcia, Soriano J. Umalia, Tactao Gerald Cercenia, Tuazon Cristalin Cabang, Velasco Mark Angelo Martin, Venturina Ronaldin Toquero, Viernes Edison Domingo. A Bachelor of Agricultural Technology, major in Crop Production Technology, Abang Chantal Shara Santos, Avalos Jason Cariaga, Abonador Denmark Oligario, Aprenilia Jonalyn Bao, Acosta Jesaros Garcia, cum laude, Adriana Manuel Morales, Abaser Antonio Jr. Bukuan, Agamata Joey Ramos, Agbayani Angeli Acacio, Agorilia Rafi Manzano, Agustin Alaika Villanueva, Agustin Isabel Pelagio, Agustin Rayos Bergasin, Albano Miguel de Guzman, Alcantara Arlene Gazingan, Alvarado John Lloyd Corpus, Antonio Clarisa Domingo, Antonio Geraldine Corpus, Antonio Meneros Villanueva, Apaga Karen Joy Manilin, Apostol Aljane Mateo, Aquino Daisy Sanchez, Aquino Randel Bartolome, Arok Jezreel Largan, Asuncion Julina Herbacio, Babas Janrak Baksa, Paitos Saira Aizon, Bala Justin Subia, Balikaw Alfredo Pastor, Balag Abigail Joy Paradison, Balok Vanessa De Leon, Baltasar Raymar Javier, Paniget Jonas Uguan, Bardelosa Melanie Cercenia, Baroga Giselle Diego, Beltran Amos Polo Binarao, Beltran Jedan Mercado, Bernardino Michael Balagtas, Borromeo Apple Jane Pataray, Brinio Christine Marie Medrano, cum laude, Butak Jessica Resqueta, Cabebe Norilin Cadelimia, Cabrero Armando Aquino, Calma J.D. Alivio, Kapungaw Ayla Rosemary Andres, Canceran Dominic, Cara Hazel, Jane Antonio, Cardo Charles Derwin Dutton, Cariazo Irene Portasio, Cariazo Raymar Carion, Carrera Mark David, Cerdeñola Rosemary Campos, Corpus Emil J. Limos, Corpus Frederick Alvaro, Corpus Maribel Coloma, Budal Ayla Marie Mamungay, Olibra Jenny Simana, Tapusin Gustavo III Manzano, Danaw Angeline Siban, Sakiwa Frederick Molina, Del Rosario Mark Louis Ochoa, De La Cruz Ami Alcantara, De La Cruz Joshua Andre Tepson, De La Cruz Zane Rose Ayala, De La Paz Michael Patawi, De La Peña Jerry Pamilio, Domingo R.J. Okazaki, Domingo Chester Donatise, Domingo Lorna Bagsig, Eda Romelin Asiri. Elegado Prismay Biernes, Espiritu Jennifer Dapugan, Esteban Angel Galupo, Estomo Angelica Pascua, Evangelista Denver Latit, Evangelista John Berselius Meneses, Fernando Laika Melendres, Flores Albert Jr. Eva, Flores Leia Dalu, Coronda Ian Casanova, Raina Aprilin Manuel, Gabriel Marvin Escobar, Talanggang Joker Dakyen, Galapon LJ Bukad, Galapon Junjun Endian, Bagyaw Christian J. Crisologo, Gamad Rosemary Domingo, Garcia Leslie Buero, Ipa Haron Tumelon, Otango Banji Tapio, Giterin Jerome Flores, Edango Ranji Rambak, Labog John Francis Gulde, Lakwanan Anthony Unite, Lazala John Robert Mata, Legaspi Johanny Bacudo, Leonador Jefferson Abul, Lucas Jojimar Abuto, Lomenay Christine Del Rosario, Mabanang Erika Tugpal, Madriaga Jeffrey Apu, Malano Reggie Gabato, Malbas Angelica Sibayan, Manto Gina Judel Rico, Mamaba Gilbert Balakso, Mangam Erika Bungag, Manlapas Christopher J. Juan, Manzano Shermahan Urbano, Maramag Jonah Marie De La Torre, Martin Millicent Gale Damelo, Martinez Samboy Manuel, Mauricio Cherry Lian, Mauricio John May Quinto, Mauricio Marinan Tipay, cum laude, Mayo Ismael Emilio, Mayo Mark Darren Doctor, Mendoza Raymart Abarquez, Molina Jovelin Batara, Molina Sunshine Makatandang, Mostaho Chabilita Pitoras, Okazaki Jessica Sostraido. Oliver Mary Jane Gatiaza, Oroy Clinton Concepcion, Pakli Girly Guzman, Palangaw Alex Montoya, Pamitan Rich Ken Ayos, Pasyon Evelyn Agbayani, Pascua Reina Evangelista, Pascual Lenny Guillermo, Pataray Rhea Joy Gaspar, Patugalan Jacqueline Isidro, Ramilo K. Acacio, Raquel Joselito Jr. Magaro, Reginaldo Elaine Andrea Caniza, Resurrection Janko Angeles, Rivera Joffrey Batoy, Rivera Glad Jane Biernes, Rivera Jerome Partida, Rivera Jeron Aftara, Rivera Lee J. Martin, Sagabayan Aaron Conche Lucas, Temana Rose Ann Olibra, Sardinia May Rani Christine Rosete, Silvano Jemima Mora, Sunyo Junwel Lagar, Tabile Giselle Rania, Tabukol Rosemil Jane Molinar, Talosik Joffrey Baroga, Talosik Lily Rose Madriaga, Thailand Angel Agkawili, Valdez Herald Korea, Vergara Alpashila Acopido, Vicencion Ricky Esmeralda, Vicente Michelle Valdez, Villa Mark Lester Ganendez, Viloria Joy Perez, Visitacion Ruth Ramos, Yagyagan Julian Apante, Yong Janry Fontanilla, Zalun Paneri Ito.
Diploma in Agricultural Technology, mid-year of 2021. Peter Rogelio Jr. Medina, Alano Trishaan Velasco, Manibong Melvin J. Dumlao, Sales Angelo Coronda, first semester 2021-2022, Cuevas Committee Miguel, Pascual Market Baina, Ramos Seti Mabasa, Sapon Romeljan Capani, Viernes Angeline Cabato, Acosta Bianca Garcia, Agacel Lorene Salvador, Macawili Joan Gonzalez, Agra Gerald Tomas, Alata Angelina Domingo, Alejandro Randel Narvaza, Alejo Aaron Reyes Soriano, Alejo Jackie Lu, Alicum Reina May Baguio, Alonso Jonathan Batara, Andrada Suzel Rose Catral, Aquino Jeremias Montebor, Asuncion Jomar de la Cruz, Asuncion Michelle Tila, Pagkay J.B. Gontalili, Patungon Mimi Sibayan, Bao Vidal Return Tan, Ballesteros Jimray Agustin, Balongay Nel Jane Lagarto, Balmisoto Adrian Garcia, Bangit Lala Balais, Bakirin Albert Espinosa, Barakyo Angelica Degorio, Basig Antoinette Paulo, Bayukan Edmond Pagatpatan, Bernardo Jessa Mabaw, Ilaya Herlin Ventura, Ilaya Owen Ron Bagkay, Hilgera Shiname Francisco, Lanza Shiname Manuel, Bragado Christine Joy Canapini, Bragado Kayla Garcia, Bugarin Lara Manzano, Bulan Christian Domingo, Bulan Jan Ace Agas, Bumaglag Abigail Respicio, Bulan Michelle Valdez, Kabakungan Jasper Daniel Pascual, Kapanilla Riza Cedron, Kabasag Margar Suslaito, Kabisin Lea Garcillo, Kakal Marjorie Mendoza, Kapay Ika Caberto, Calderon Paulino Ako, Dalegan Crisa Capillas, Talimag Daniel Pasuki, Camacho Jessica Bamotos, Campos Res Isaiah Inedo, Carlo Kian Steve Esteban, Carion Rosan Abayao, Coliago Loida Alonso, Corpus Christine Adriano, Corpus Michelle Velasco, Costales Maripe Baramada, Guntabay Lisa Caranyan, Gotaran Hazel May Marquez, Dalog Divine Benigno, Damo Jennifer Saki, De Ocampo Ergan Mabasa, De la Cruz Jolean Ballesteros, De la Cruz Sheila Marie Andres, De los Santos Angeline Grace Lagartea, Deza Jolina Pielago, Dugo Indiane Lazo, Estrada James Nathaniel Okasapi, Fatia Nicole Blake Giti, Fernandez Sunshine Gaboy, Fortuna Niña Jericho Calegan, Francisco Richie Divina, Gabino Jericho Ikin, Gakutan Liza Mamula, Ganyo Fredson Canaon, Carlitos RJ Ganapon, Gragasing Miguel Villanueva, Guzman Adam J. Taganas, Guzman Melissa Martin, Herrera Jericho Dumala, Ibarra Rolando Lagado, Ibilao Micaela Gregorio, Iglesia Jobert Agabao, Ines Heberly Owen Pasis, Iniego Ace Patrick Bandeirel, Isagire Cristel Hufana, Jaronel Dante Respicio, Junio Jerwin Calabit, Labo Grosen Aaron Kakali, Lagazo Meyle Peñalver, Lanito Joshua Buta, Lazaro Marino Santos, Lemo Juana Apostol, Leonidas Loreto Lino, Lipatique Jovelyn Dali, Lucas Aleya Alejandro, Lumaban Brian James Takkat, Luyon Ramuel Jr. Alejandro, Mabaza Madeline Bavara, Makababad Erika Jose, Madayag Roger Jr. Zambrano, Magday Jane Ibana, Mahilong Mary Grace Ubasa, Manela Maria Elizabeth Tulaw, Magmurin Benji Akad, Manzano Geraldine Balaw, Marayag Ivan Guzman, Marcos Reynante Jr. Aquino, Martin Josan Natividad, Martin Kailame Gammal, Martin Mark Encel Andaya, Mateo Rodalin Sumahi, Miranda Clifford Galicia, Fontanes Julio Plaza, Obena Mayra Cipriano, Okay Ana Rose Molinar, Ordinado Rowena Galabay, Pablo Jennifer Macarilay, Pacorsa Charlie Jr. Omoto, Pagkaw Welame Luzon, Pancho Karen Agustin, Paraisong Para Jays, Parinit Jefferson Herbacio, Perez Aloysius Jan Lorendino, Teru Rizalin, Isalang Lisa Espiloy, Liza Kenneth Paul Viernes, Juan Kajane Larrizaba, Ramil Antoinette Marcos, Ramos Kimberly Mariano, Ramos Virgel Cabrera, Remorosa J. Weimar Martin, Reyes Dennis Alvarez, Reyes Maylin Talosi, Rivera Lani de la Cruz, Rivera Regimen de la Cruz, Robles Desiree Martinez, Romualdo Venus Tela, Rumbawa Angelita Abasola, Saguise Elvi Castero, Salapug Glenn Jr. de los Reyes, Santos Marimar Reyes, Sarmiento Ronchi Mitura, Severias Wendy Martín, Solito Paulo Bassi, Zulita Angel Villanueva, Davao Angelo Labayo, Taesa Rahamor San Francia, Tianyo Erika May Saludo, Jodoro Lawrence Garan, Tolentino James Bukusi, Tomas Regine Aban, Domines Desiree Martin, Julias Janjan Dancel, Tupal Johan Marquez, Ubud Alvin Kulang, Otanes Brian Olleras, Velasco Darlene Peralta, Ventura Christian Arogar, Viernes Lorgil Domingo, and Zuniega Angelica Bailen.
Graduates, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. With profound sense of responsibility and with the assistance of the divine providence, I do hereby solemnly pledge my loyalty to the Isabela State University, to be ever careful with my words and deeds, so as to uphold her name and glory, and to be faithful to her values and mission, her high hopes and noble aspirations, for the dignity of my profession, and for the honor of my alma mater.
To our honorable university officials headed by our university president, Dr. Rick Marty Aquino, sir. Our campus officials headed by our executive officer, Dr. Priscilla C. De Lima, honorable members of the local government unit of Cauayan City, faculty members, distinguished guests, dear parents, and to the strongest, toughest, resilient, and brave men and women of the historic batch of 2022. It is with great pride and honor to have you all in this very momentous event. In the wee hours of the morning, I was scrolling through my phone when I came across a number of students who had posted something on their Facebook accounts that drew my attention. Graduates, please raise your right hand. If at some point in your college life, nasabi niyo ang mga katagang ito, or if you also posted these phrases online. First one, are you among the graduates or the students who said, mukhang mapapapos yata ako ng grades, it's just a number this semester? Or, pagitaas yung kamay kung sino yung nagsabi ng mga ganyan. Ako rin yun. Second one, please raise your right hand if you ever said or posted, grade is just a number. Bawi na lang tayo next sem. And lastly, isa ka ba sa mga nagsabing grades are just numbers? It doesn't define you. If you are among the many students who posted or ever said these words, please accept my sincerest apologies because I respectfully disagree. While it is true that grades are merely numbers written on our COGs or transcript of records, there is more to them than that. I'm not standing in front of you to prove you wrong, but to help you see things from a different perspective. Now, allow me to share with you 3 important points that will make you realize that grades are not simply numerical numbers or numerical values. First one, grades are not just numbers. It's our times of sleepless nights, our immeasurable sacrifices, countless battles we silently won, our silent cries at night, and our unfathomable efforts, which led us all here today. Here's a fact that no one could disagree with. The fact that these men and women in black, the historic class of 2022, have endured a great deal, that these impediments we have faced made us one of, if not the most courageous, toughest, and strongest graduates in the history of Philippine education. Imagine waking up one morning in 2012 with the realization that we will no longer be able to complete our secondary education in 4 years because the Philippines has implemented a comprehensive reform of its basic education known as the K-12 program. Imagine entering college with the knowledge that we will be the first class to experience a whole new curriculum or whole new higher education curriculum. Imagine an announcement sometime around 2020 declaring that the world is threatened by the COVID-19 pandemic. Imagine the countless memories we've missed out on over the past 2 years when we were unable to attend classes at our university because we switched to online classes. These were among the challenges we have faced, and overcoming all of this is no easy feat. What about me? What are the setbacks I have to overcome in order to get this far? Let me share with you a glimpse of my story. My college journey is not as easy as one, two, three. As someone born from a not well-off family, I have seen how my parents struggle just to make my sister finish her college degree in 2017. At that moment, sinabi ko sa sarili ko, na if I have to pursue my dreams, my parents would go through all of those hardships again, and I do not want that to happen. So I made a very risky decision in 2018. So I decided to juggle between work and my studies upon entering college. I looked for jobs and got employed as a service crew for a well-known fast food chain in 2018. With the money that I earned and with the support of my sister, I managed to complete my first year in college without giving too much burden to my parents. I was in third year college when the pandemic struck. My mother worked outside the province and I was left home to take care of my grandfather who at that time was currently developing signs of dementia. While I was doing household chores and preparing meals while attending my online classes. When my mother returned in 2021, I told her that I want to look for a job again because I am anticipating numerous expenses as I was about to enter my last year in college. Therefore, I looked for a job and was luckily employed at a digital marketing agency based in Reina Mercedes, Isabela. Never did I imagine that it was going to be one of the most challenging moments of my life. There were instances where I had to do my work while attending my classes at the same time, or attend my classes while on duty. There were moments when I had to attend my online classes from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and go to work from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. There were times when I shed numerous tears while simultaneously cramming over my thesis papers and writing work reports. And there were moments when my body trembled after attending my on-the-job training at the city legal office during the day and reporting to work at night. And that's the story that brought me here. And I know that you as well have your own story to tell as to how you managed to make it here today. Thus, let us thank ourselves. We must thank, we must thank ourselves for remaining strong in the face of numerous challenges over the last 4 years. In addition to recognizing ourselves, we must also acknowledge the individuals who, despite fighting their own battles, remained by our side and stood with us. We thank our classmates, my classmates, who are sitting right here and over there, for providing us and providing me with thousands of wonderful memories. We thank our friends for giving us shoulders that we can always lean on. Additionally, I'd like to thank someone special who is also graduating here with me today for being my source of strength whenever I lose the will to keep going and for loving me unconditionally. Val, please know how grateful I am to have you in my life by my side. And finally, we thank God, for without Him, none of this would be possible. Graduates, this is what I want each of you to remember when seeing your grades. I want you to view your grades as more than just numbers, but rather as the result of all the hard work, sacrifices, tears, effort, dedication, and commitment that you have exerted in order to be here today. When you see your transcript of records, regardless of whether it is filled with stress and bonus, I want you to remember every sleepless night you spent studying and reviewing your notes in order to pass each and every exam. I want you to recall the stress, the anxiety, and the tremblingness you experienced during recitations. And lastly, I want to recall the efforts and tears you have exerted just to submit numerous projects on time. If you are among those who struggled and worked hard to earn these grades, be proud of yourself. And as you reflect on these memories, I want you to savor the reality that despite these obstacles, you have earned passing grades, you've made it, and you are graduating today. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga sarili. Second point, I want you to realize that our grades are not just numbers. Our grades gives our parents hope. Just like all of us, our parents have sacrificed too much just to see us here today. Marami sa ating mga magulang ang nagtatrabaho for more than 8 hours a day para kumita ng sapat na salapi na ibigay lang ang ating mga pangangailangan sa araw-araw. Some parents have enjoyed the feeling of being separated from you and watching you grow up without them while serving other families abroad and bearing the pain of raising other people's children rather than their own. While others have endured the scorching heat of the sun not only to plant seeds, but also to plant the dream that their hard work will eventually pay off one day. Our parents have made countless sacrifices alongside us, shedding not only tears but also sweats in order to witness us wearing these black gowns and togas today. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every parent who is here today because without you, we wouldn't be able to see how beautiful this world is. We thank you for giving us the opportunity to live, for providing us with everything we have, with everything we need, not because it is your responsibility as our parents, but because you love us with all your heart. We thank you for teaching us to walk and stand on our own and for preparing us for this journey we call life. We thank you for the silent tears you shed for us, for giving us everything to the point where you have nothing left for yourself. We thank you for prioritizing our happiness over yours because you loved us so much. And we thank you for putting aside your needs in order to meet ours. Personally, I'd like to thank my parents, my mother, who's here today, for moving mountains together with my papa just to ensure that my sister and I get our college degrees. As I speak here today, I want you to realize that you both succeeded because I will finally have my graduation pictures once we get home. And you are my inspiration for doing my best every day, and you are the reason why I continue to strive to achieve my goals. If you are the most proud parent here today, then I am more than proud to be your son. Additionally, I'd like to thank my second parents in Cauayan City, Mama Marites and Papa Fred, for giving me a second home while I was away. And I thank you for that, for accepting me as a member of your family. Parents, we recognize that no matter what we do, we cannot compensate for the sacrifices you have made for us. However, may this day, the moment you saw us on this stage receiving our diplomas, alleviate some of the pain and exhaustion you felt as a result of your sacrifices. May this moment serve as a constant reminder that your sacrifices have not been in vain, because today you will reap the fruit of your labor as your sons and daughters finally earn their college degrees. Palakpakan natin yung ating mga graduates. Dear graduates, may you always be reminded of your parents whenever you see your grades. Because for them, those grades are more than just numbers. They are something that gives them the motivation to keep on doing what they are doing so that they can give us the future that we deserve. For them, our grades are more than just numbers. They are a constant reminder of why they need to keep moving forward from day to day. Finally, those grades are more than just numbers because they give our parents hope. Lastly, I want you to understand that our grades are more than just numbers. They are a manifestation of the efforts our dear teachers have made. to prepare us for the world beyond the university. Those grades are the testament that our teachers believed in us, that they have faith, that we are ready to face a bigger world outside the university, and that we are equipped to face the challenges that the world may bring. Our teachers' sacrifices are no less than the sacrifices we graduates have to make just to be here today. If we think that the exams are hard enough, we cannot imagine how much harder it is for them to check hundreds, if not thousands, of papers all at the same time. If we think that failing is painful, we cannot fathom how painful it must be for them to battle their conscience for seeing us fail despite the best efforts they did to teach us. If we think that it's just us who have had hundreds of sleepless nights during college, we can imagine how many sleeps our teachers have decided to forego in order to prepare lessons that we have to learn every day. If I were to enumerate all the sacrifices our teachers have made to help us reach this far, I would like I would likely consume a great deal amount of your time which I do not wish to happen. Therefore, I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to the individuals we refer to as second parents for their inconceivable efforts and sacrifices for helping us achieve our dreams step by step and for teaching us not only skills that will help us face the modern world, but also lessons that shape our moral values so that we can make this world a better place to live in. Dear teachers, we realize that the words thank you will never be adequate to express how grateful we are for your guidance. But we hope that seeing us graduate today despite all the adversities that we have endured will be enough to make you feel fulfilled as you have produced the brave and courageous graduates of this historic class of 2022. I would also like to take this opportunity to publicly and openly express my gratitude to my mentors, who have without a doubt played a significant role in shaping and transforming me into the person I am today. To the mentor whom every legal management student fears and adores the most, our very supportive program chair, Ma'am Joanne Kilam. We thank you for teaching us that according to Article 1156, an obligation is a juridical necessity to give, to do or not to do. Kidding aside, we want you to know how grateful we are for having you in our lives, and that even as the years pass, we will always be proud to say that at some points in our lives, we were mentored by a woman named Joanne Kilam. Happy birthday, ma'am. To Sir Marvin, or the distinguished advisor, I cannot find the proper words to express my gratitude for your significant contribution to our lives. You are one of those who gave us the impression that teachers are more than just people who teach us lessons inside the four walls of our classrooms. Because you prove that teachers are people who give their all without expecting anything in return. And today, I want you to know that your efforts were not in vain, that you are greatly appreciated, and that your name will live on in our hearts and minds forever. Sir Marvin. To Sir Christian Gonzalez, my thesis advisor and personal mentor, I don't know if he's here today. You have no idea how much I adore you. Not only because you are my thesis advisor, but also because you taught me lessons that I could not find in books. And for the motivation that you have provided that led me to pursue my dream profession. Lastly, I'd like to thank each and every teacher I met during my college journey. I appreciate the trust and confidence you have placed in my abilities, which has led me to stand before you today. Please know that regardless of how far this feat may take me, you will always be part of the person I will become one day. Graduates, may we never forget that the grades we see on our transcripts are a testament that there are people who sacrificed so much to prepare us, and that there are people who believed that we are able to start a new chapter outside this university and pursue our dreams, regardless of how big or impossible they may seem. And as we begin to write another chapter in our lives, I would like to leave a challenge for these wonderful men and women before me. I challenge my brothers and sisters from the School of Arts and Sciences to become officers of the court who will fight to the very end against injustice and who will fight for the rights of every Filipino citizen without any hesitation or any mental reservation. I challenge our friends from the College of Criminal Justice Education to become God-fearing officers of the law who will uphold their sworn oath of protecting the Filipino people in accordance with the rule of law. I challenge our colleagues from the Information and Communication Technology Department to use their skills to promote only credible and true sources of information while combating misinformation that is currently distorting the minds of the Filipino people. I challenge our graduates from the Agriculture Department to develop agricultural innovations that will help Filipino farmers improve their standard of living as they are the ones who plant even their blood and tears just to put foods on our table. I challenge our fellow graduates from the College of Business and Management, even if they are not here, to promote Filipino products and industries and to establish enterprises that will provide employment opportunities to the people of the Philippines. And lastly, I challenge our future educators to assist in the preservation of history, to combat historical distortion and educate students using facts and reputable sources of information. In a time when the truth is being threatened, you future educators are our last line of defense in creating an army of well-informed Filipino citizens. Fellow graduates, whether our transcripts are loaded with tres or unos, may we leave this institution with the aspiration of not only being a competitive graduate of Isabela State University, but also a graduate who aspires to make this world a better place to live in. The world that exists beyond the walls of our university is vast, and each of us may travel a unique path. But may we always be reminded of the grim reality that the real world does not care about our college grades. What matters most is how we apply what we have learned to spark change, to inspire people, to give hope, and serve God, our nation, and our fellow Filipinos. Congratulations to the men and women of class 2022. I have an incredible amount of faith that we will one day be able to walk back through the doors of this university with a sense of pride. And I have a great deal of faith in all of you and what we will become. Whether we graduates as loudest or not, whether we received high grades or not, let us work hand in hand and have the courage to dare to change the world. Congratulations.
May we all stand? I state your name, graduate of 2002. Realize the advantages and opportunities of my ISU education cannot be for myself alone. In great part, they are a trust to me from my school, my family, my people, and my God. I give myself humbly to respond to this trust. I give my support and interest as a member
of the Isabela State University Alumni Association to help, improve, and multiply its effort through union with others and repay this trust to my school, my family, my people, and my God. Congratulations, Batch 2002.
The exit of colors. Once again, congratulations, graduates of Batch 2012!